Howdy folks, it's Mac here and we are working on solving radical equations. This is version B. I had a version A and me working this on a whiteboard at maxtutorials.com under the section that's called radical expressions, okay? So go there if you're looking for more. And for right now, though, let's just start working. I'm going to blow these up so we can really see them. Now, to get rid of a square root sign, you have to get the square root sign by itself. If there's any numbers here, we got to deal with that, and we'll do that later on this worksheet. But once you have a square root all by itself on a side, you just square both sides. It's like these are canceling out. It's not really what's happening, but you could think of it that way. And you're going to get an x plus 2 equals 7 squared is 49. Now you subtract 2 to both sides, and you get x equals 47. Next one, square roots by itself, so let's square root both sides. X minus 4 equals 40, not 49, hello, 81. Okay, and then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And my answer is going to be 85. Let's keep going. Number 3, we're going to square both sides. X plus 6 equals 100. Now I'm going to subtract 6 to both sides, and I'm going to get x equals 94. Let's keep going. Number 4, let's square both sides. X minus 7 equals 64. Now I'm going to add 7 to both sides, and that's going to give me x equals 71. All right, let's keep trucking here. Now, this is what I was waiting for. I can't square root both sides right now. And the reason I can't is because that negative 4 is there, okay? So if I square rooted both sides, I'd have to square root all this. Well, we don't want to do that, okay? So let's leave that out. What we need to do is we need to get the square root, this figure, all by itself. So my first step is going to be to add the 4. Okay, and once I do that, I'm going to get root x plus 1 equals 6. Now the square root is by itself. Now I can do that. And I'm going to get x plus 1 equals 36. Subtract 1 from both sides. X equals 35. Okay, so step number 1, get that square root alone. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. And I'm going to get x minus 3 equals 5. Square root of x minus 3 equals 5. All I did was move the 1. That's all I did. Now I'm going to square both sides because it's by itself. X minus 3 equals 25. Once I add 3 to both sides, I'm going to get x equals 28. Okay? Number 7 here. So again, I can't square. Don't square right now. You can't because of the minus 2. I have to add the 2 first. Our goal is to get that square root all by itself. Okay, once I do that, now I can square both, and I'm going to get x plus 9 equals 81. So I know you know what to do, but sometimes the problem is knowing when to do it and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. So really kind of hone in on the things I'm talking about, and this is going to really, really help you out. Okay, so the big rule that I wanted you to learn here is you can't do the square root to both sides unless, or the square on both sides unless the square root is alone. Is the square root alone on 8? There's stuff inside of it, sure, but the square root is alone, so I can square both sides. And I'm going to get a 2x minus 1 equals 25. Now I just solve like a normal two-step equation. I'm going to add 1 to both sides and get 2x equals 26. Then I'm going to divide everybody by 2, and I'm going to get an x equals 13. All right, let's look at number 9. Is that square root alone? Is it by itself? And the answer is yes, it is. Should I subtract 2 to both sides? No, because this is inside. Okay, so you can't do anything mathematically inside that until that square root is gone. So I'm going to square both sides, and I'm going to get 3x plus 2 equals 121. Now I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. I'm going to get 3x equals 119. Okay, and now I'm going to divide by, that's not going to, what did I do wrong? Maybe I did nothing wrong. 9, 10, but that's not divisible. So that would be my answer. And that just doesn't feel right, does it? I feel like I did something wrong. But I don't think I did. What did the answer key give? Sometimes these answer keys are wrong, and sometimes they just give us bad problems. Oh, wow. Look at that number 13 right there. But what one am I doing? I forgot what I'm doing. I'm doing number 9. Number 9, it wants the answer to be 39. 39 times 3. What's that? What is 39 times 3?
It's 117.
117. And then 117 plus 2 is 119. But a square root of 119 is not 11. This is a bad question. I apologize. What I wrote there is correct. Okay, so that's one that I may look at and fix for a future video. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let's square root both sides, and I'm going to get a 4x minus 8 equals 36. Now all I have to do is add 8. Yeah. Add 8 to both sides. And I'm going to get a 4x equals 44. And once I divide each side by 4, my x is going to equal 11. Okay? And that one does make quite a bit of sense to me. Now let's look at number 11. I've got a 2 right here that's not inside the square root. So I can't. I can't go to that step right now. I can't square both sides because of that 2. But that 2 out in front means 2 times the expression. So I am allowed to do this. And when I do that, I'm going to get square root of x plus 1 equals 5. Now I can square both sides. I'm going to get x plus 1 equals 25, and then I just subtract my 1's, and I just do normal solving equations. I'm going to get 24. Okay? Let's do the next one. Can I square? No, the 3 is in the way. So my first step is to get rid of that 3 because it's an outie. I want all my outies gone. I only want innies. Okay, so now I'm going to square both sides. Die. X minus 5 equals 49. Once I add 5 to both sides, I get an x equals 54. All right, let's do number 13. I have that 4. The 4 is multiplying, so I want to get rid of him by dividing. And once I do that, my outies die, and all I have left are my innies. 2x plus 7 equals 9. And now that all I have is innies, I'm going to square both and get 2x plus 7 equals 81. Let's subtract 7 from both sides. 2x equals 74. Divide everybody by 2. X is going to equal 37. Okay, and the last one, I need to get rid of that 5, so I'm going to divide by 5, and I'm going to get square root of x minus 1 equals 6. Now I do the squaring because the square root's by itself, and I get x minus 1 equals 36. I'm going to add the 1 to both sides. Boom, die. X equals 37. Done. Okay, and that, my friends, is how it's done. All right, so there's the equation. There's the solving radicals. That's version B. I do have a version C coming up, so if you want extra practice, go to C, and they're going to look a lot like this. See you guys there.